Okay, so this lesson is just about area and perimeter. You all already know most of how to do that, but I just want to remind you a few things. So perimeter is the sum of all distances or the sides. So it's the sum of all sides of a shape. And then area, we actually have two different formulas. So for a triangle, which I don't know if you know this, a triangle, the area is 1/2 base times height. And for a rectangle or a square, area is just going to be base times height. Now we're mostly just going to focus on perimeter for triangles and area for rectangles, but we may do a little bit of both, so just wanted to prepare you for that. So for this first example, for a triangle, any way that we do this, we need to figure out how long the sides are, which is why we did the whole distance formula today. So for instance, this triangle has 3 different sides. The first side is AB, so that's right here. And you can either think about the shortcut, which is how far apart are -3 and 1, and that's 4, or we can draw ourselves an additional little triangle. Now, some people like to draw it because they can see it visually, but what's going to happen here is we're going to get triangles going on all around this shape, which sometimes kind of throws people off. So if we just look at the coordinates, -3 to 1, that is 4 apart, so that's 4 squared. Between 1 and 3 is 2, so that's 2 squared, equals c squared. All right, and then, and we can actually call that x if you want to, since there's another c in the problem. And if we were to work that out, we would get 4.47, which means this side, A to B, is 4.47 units. All right, similarly, we could do the same thing from B to C. So notice B, if we're looking at the x, that's 1 to 2, that's just 1, so 1 squared. And then from 3 to -4, that's 7, so plus 7 squared equals, we can call this x squared again. And if I work that out, I'm going to get 7.07. All right, and then I'll do the last side here. That's going to be from A to C. So I'm just going to look at those differences. -3 to 2, so AC. -3 to 2 is 5 squared plus +1 to -4, that's another 5 squared. And if I work that one out, I'm going to get 7.07 again. Now, one thing that I hope that you notice is that if we get 7.07 2 different times, that makes this an isosceles triangle because it has 2 congruent sides, or 2 sides that are equal. So we'll just write 2 equal sides there. And then if we want to find the perimeter, all we have to do is add all the sides together. So the perimeter of triangle ABC is all these sides added together, 4.47 plus 7.07 plus 7.07. And I'm getting something around, remember I should have used that approximate symbol this whole time because I'm rounding. I have something around 18.6. All right, so just remember to find the perimeter, we have to find all 3 distances and then add them together. All right, now let's do an example where we're trying to find the area of the rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to start by finding from A to B. And again, I like to use the coordinates. So I'm not sure if you can see these very well. The coordinate for B is -1, 2, and for A is -3, -4. So if I look at those distances, all right, -1 and -3 are 2 apart. So let's see, from A to B, that is 2 squared plus from 2 to -4, that's 6 apart. So plus 6 squared equals x squared. And when we work that out with Pythagorean theorem like we did today, I'm going to get 6.32. And hopefully you notice 6.32. If this is actually a rectangle, which it looks like it is, and these 2 lines are parallel, the AB and the DC. DC is also going to have that same length, so I'm going to write that on that same side too, 6.32. And then if I want to find my other side, B to C, so that's from C is at 2, 1. So if I look there from B to C, that's going to be 3 squared, right? Because I'm doing -1 to +2. And then from 2 to 1 is just 1 squared. So plus 1 squared equals x squared. And when I work that out, I'm getting 3.16. And again, that side is also parallel to AD, so that is also 3.16. And so when I go to find the area, remember area of a rectangle is length times width, or in this example or in the notes I just gave you, it's base times height. They just use different numbers, but it's the same thing. We're just going to multiply. So I'm going to do 6.32 times 3.16. And when I did that, I got that the area was approximately, because I'm rounding, remember, 19.97 units. And because it's area, this is actually units squared. I don't know if we've talked about that this year, but that's important. All right, so that's kind of some of what we're going to work on in class tomorrow.